boys and girls? Welcome back to Backyard Buckets. Today we're going to be talking about what was one of, in my opinion, the most anticipated series of the first round. Obviously a rematch of last year's Eastern Conference semifinals, But this year, a couple of things have gone different in this series. Well, three actually. We're going to be talking about the three main ones. A couple other things as well. So make sure you stick around till the end of this video. Before we get started though, make sure to hit the like button and the subscribe button if you enjoyed today's video at any point. It will be greatly appreciated. And we have some upgrades coming to the channel soon, so make sure you are around for that. Don't want to miss out on that. So make sure to hit the like button and the subscribe button if you enjoyed today's video at any point, and leave me a comment. Now with that being said, let's go ahead and get started with today's video. As I mentioned, this was going to be one of the most anticipated series of this postseason. Game 1, it really lived up to the expectation, but Game 2 was the polar opposite. We're going to be talking more about Game 2 really and the adjustments that the Heat made, or that the Bucks made. Heat couldn't really find an adjustment for 16 threes in the first half. So we're going to start today by talking about Game 1, which was a overtime thriller where the Heat lost 107 to 109. Chris Middleton coming up clutch at the end of the game. And when you look at the box score, it's a little bit surprising. Jimmy Butler, 4 of 22 for 17 points. Bam Adebayo, 4 of 15 for 9 points. Duncan Robinson almost led the Heat in scoring. He hit 7 threes. And then Goran Dragic led the Heat with 25 points. For the Bucks, Giannis was 10 of 27. Couldn't hit a three, but he still had 26 and 18. Chris Middleton, 10 of 22 for 27 points, as I mentioned, hitting the dagger. And then Drew Holiday was really good as well, with 20 points on 50% shooting from the field. Did not hit a three, though. The Bucks combined to hit 5 threes. They were 5 of 31, and the Heat combined to hit 20. 20 for 50 for 40%. Bucks still ended up coming out on top, though. But at the end of Game 1, I was really like, oh, okay, so the Bucks might be in trouble again. Jimmy shooting 4 of 22, that's not going to happen again. Bam Adebayo shooting 4 of 15, it's not going to happen again. I mean, I know the Bucks are going to hit some more threes, but the Heat got this. But towards the end of Game 1, one of the best adjustments that I've witnessed in playoff history. I'm not going to call it that, but it was a great adjustment by Coach Budenholzer. He put Giannis, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, onto Jimmy Butler. Now, Giannis is a 6'11" power forward. Jimmy Butler's like a 6'6" wing. So, in theory, that wouldn't work out. And on the play at the end of the game where Jimmy drove right by Giannis on a clear out, that was why. Giannis, I don't think he's quick enough to stay with Jimmy. But his length has completely overwhelmed Jimmy throughout these 1.5 games that he's been on him. In Game 2, the Heat got off to a bit of a slow start, as it was 15-2 before you really knew anything happened. And then it was 10-29. And then it was 18-43. And by the end of the first quarter, it was 20-46. The Bucks had just gone crazy with threes. Looking at this one's box score, Ariza, 0 points. Jimmy Butler, 10 points, 4 of 10 shooting. Bam Adebayo, 16 points, 5 of 11 shooting. Kendrick Nunn, 9 points, 4 of 14 shooting. Duncan Robinson, 10 points, 2 of 6 shooting. That's your starting lineup. Dwayne Dedmon led the team in scoring. Let that soak in for a second. One of the biggest X factors of this series, Tyler Hero, laying a goose egg, 4 points, 3 rebounds. Bit unfortunate for him. Giannis hit a 3, 12 of 23, 31 points, 13 rebounds. Chris Middleton hit 3 threes. Drew Holiday hit a 3. Dante DiVincenzo hit a 3. Bryn Forbes was 6 of 9 from 3 for 22 points. Pat Connaughton was 5 of 9 from 3 for 15 points. I mean, PJ Tucker hit a 3. Jordan Nora hit a 3. Bobby Portis hit 2. Sam Merrill hit a 3. The Bucks could not miss. 41% from 3. They made 22 threes in an absolute blowout. The Heat even tried to rough Giannis up a little bit. Trevor Ariza tried unsuccessfully. Somebody else tried unsuccessfully, and they just started kicking the ball around like he was playing soccer. Of course, by that time, the game was well out of hand. The only concern, really, that I saw from Bucks fans about this game was why did Coach Budenholzer leave the starters in for so long? Jimmy Butler was also quoted before this series to say that he was stupidly locked in. He's not been, to keep it short and sweet. Now, obviously, maybe the Bucks are not going to be hitting 16 threes in the first half of any more games. And we'll see heading back to Miami if the Heat can change things up a little bit. But one of the things we're seeing is Drew Holiday is a huge upgrade. Huge upgrade over Eric Bledsoe. Goodness. They've been incredible in this series, and Drew Holiday has done a very good job. One of the best perimeter defenders in the league, if not the best. He's just done a phenomenal job of doing what he does. And right now, while they are beating down on the Celtics, I think the Brooklyn Nets are looking ahead and they're like, oh, because they don't really have anything for Giannis Antetokounmpo. You looked at, I believe they played 3 times this season. Giannis has gone for 40 every single time. Easily. Another thing about this series is you can't really form a wall. The wall that we were talking about last year in the last series that worked so well. Well, the Bucks went out and signed Bryn Forbes. They signed Bobby Portis. They signed guys like that to come in and shoot. They traded for P.J. Tucker. I know he's not the greatest shooter, but corner threes are his specialty. So when Giannis is coming down the court, you gotta respect those guys in the corner. And at that point, it's a 2-on-1 or a 1-on-1, and a 1-on-1 with Giannis Antetokounmpo is not going to work out very well for you, clearly. But yeah, with that being said, I think I've covered everything I wanted to cover. It'll be interesting heading back to Miami to see what the Heat can do, see what Coach Spoelstra can pull out of his hat. But yeah, as of right now, it is looking like the Heat really don't have any fight left in them. They really need Tyler Hero to come up big. They need Jimmy and Bam to be great the rest of the series. And they need their role players to step up. So we'll see. It'll be interesting. I'll make a video about this series again in a few games, unless it's a sweep. If it's a sweep, then just come back and watch this video again because it'll tell you everything you need to know why they got swept. But yeah, with all that being said, make sure to hit the like button and the subscribe button if you enjoyed today's video at any point. It will be greatly appreciated, and it really helps us out in the YouTube algorithm. Now with that being said, make sure to come back later, leave us a comment, and thanks for watching.